let's just start with what happened to Paul Ryan. Since we were talking about healthcare, Paul Ryan early yesterday was still on board with the Paul Ryan plan from Congress. Now, we've speculated that perhaps, Ryan didn't want to pass anything and realized, like, I've got to come up with something. If I come up with something that dies and I get the right people who are against it, but they tried to get Trump on board, I guess, and maybe that theory was just half-baked. Maybe Paul Ryan actually thought this was going to work. Maybe he's just not very bright. Or he just realized, like, he had, there's only so many cards he's being dealt, and he's got to go forward with them. And he could not convince, I guess, Donald Trump to do something different. But here he is getting, I think, in what is going to be the first of many ritualistic humiliations that Paul Ryan is going to be suffering over the next couple of days and weeks involving his health care plan. And here he is humiliated at the hands of Jake Tapper.
Let's talk about the politics of this if we can. You say that you and the White House are on the exact same page. How can you say that with all the distancing that we see that those close to President Trump or supportive of him right now are doing about your legislation? His friend Christopher Ruddy says the House Republicans are doing Trump a disservice. Trump strategist Stephen Bannon's website, Breitbart, attacks you day after day. You really think that you and the White House are on the same page?
I actually do. Look, those websites have been attacking me from day one anyway. I'm used to this sort of thing. This is the kind of thing that you deal with in this kind of a job.
But they're trying to get the grassroots to oppose your bill.
That is not where the Trump White House is. The president's going to be talking about this tonight in, I think, Tennessee. We're working hand in glove with the White House. We meet with them constantly, daily. We worked on this bill together. We jointly drafted this legislation, House, Senate, and White House. So we are working on this together. The president's all in on this. Mike Pence is coming to our conference tonight to talk to it. The president's been bringing members of Congress down to lobby them to support this, to help them support this. He's been calling people. So they're fully invested in this. Whether or not people on the outside do this or that, that's just really not something under our control or something, frankly, we're worried about. Vice President's coming here tonight. Tom Price is coming here the next day. The president is making phone calls. He's talking about this. He's traveling on this. We are all in this as a team together.
He just gave a speech in Michigan. He didn't mention it once.
That's because he was going to do cafe standards. You're not going to go and make an announcement on cafe standards in Michigan and step all over that story with something on healthcare. That's what he's going to do later, I think, in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Seems like a guy that can bring up more than one subject in his speech.
Oh, my God. Oh, poor Paul Ryan. Desperate. Look, the vice president's coming over to Congress.
Hey,
I bet he is.
Pro tip. When I send Mike out, that means fuck you.
Who the hell is Tom Price? Never heard of him. So then you have this story coming out of BuzzFeed. Trump aides are privately blaming the health care bill's problems on Paul Ryan. So it's not just those public people outside of the administration. Now you've got people inside the administration publicly blaming Paul Ryan. And Paul Ryan was so confident that we were all on the same page, all on the same team, that within hours of that interview, House Speaker Paul D. Ryan said that his health care proposal must change to pass the House. Not just the Senate, to pass the House, marking a significant retreat from his earlier position that the carefully crafted legislation would fail if substantially altered. So there you have it. Paul Ryan has a rather horrible Wednesday, which starts with Jake Tapper humiliating him, then having the president ignore the health care bill that he supposedly supports, then having Paul Ryan backtrack from his own bill. And apparently, Paul Ryan backtracks but does not inform the White House. Hey, folks, Sam Seder here. Donald Trump can kiss all of our asses. And one way he can is by you subscribing to this channel. I don't know how that works.